A very good evening to our viewers on both SABC News and SABC2 tonight. Welcome, I'm Francis Hood. It's great to have you with us for this special broadcast. And of course, it's all about another manifesto. The biggest political party, the ANC, is gearing to launch its manifesto tonight to show voters what it is offering ahead of the local government elections. Not more than 500 people are expected to descend on Church Square in Pretoria for the event addressed by ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa. That is, of course, the maximum allowed under lockdown level 2 of the regulations. To discuss, we're joined by our senior reporter, Samkela Maseko. He is there. Samkela, we were chatting earlier, and it seems like everybody is arriving. There's the vibe. You spoke to people like the head of this campaign, Fikile Mbalula, others as well. How upbeat are they about the capacity of the ANC to convince voters that it can do better, to lure new voters even?
ANC Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived. You can see he's currently seated in his vehicle. It's also for the first time since he was booted out of the ANC that the former president of the ANC, Thabo Mvunyelwa Mbeki, is also in front in public with the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress. The ANC president will come out. The former Secretary General of the ANC, former Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, he is also on stage, seated next to former ANC President Thabo Mbeki. You'd remember that during that 2007 Polokwane conference, Thabo Mbeki was the president, Kgalema Motlanthe was the Secretary General of the ANC. Mantashe, who then came in as the Secretary General, was then tasked with going to tell former President Thabo Mbeki that the ANC NEC, whom he's seated with right now, had lost confidence in him and that he should resign as the head of state. Today, Thabo Mbeki is seated with that National Executive Committee, with Mantashe as the national chairperson of the African National Congress. Now there's Didi Mabuza, who was then the deputy chairperson of Mpumalanga. He's also on stage now as the deputy president of the African National Congress, with Cyril Ramaphosa now as the president of the ANC, who will deliver this manifesto for the first time alongside the former president of the ANC, Thabo Mbeki. Former President Zuma never had that opportunity to deliver an ANC manifesto alongside his predecessor, which is former President Thabo Mbeki. I'm going to bring in our political editor, Mzwandile Mbeche, just to speak on the significance of this manifesto and having the former president of the ANC, that would be Thabo Mbeki, on the podium next to Kgalema Motlanthe with the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, who is now coming out of his vehicle. Our colleagues in the OB van will also assist us with the visuals of the ANC NEC members standing up, waiting for the arrival of Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, the ANC president, who is fortunate enough to deliver an elections manifesto alongside a former president of the ANC, who was pretty much not in political action within the governing party for the past decade, when his successor, former President Jacob Zuma, took over power. As you see those visuals there of the ANC President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa going to deliver the elections manifesto of the party, where his predecessors are on stage. It's for the first time as well that the ANC delivers an elections manifesto without the presence of Cyril Ramaphosa's predecessor. That would be former President Jacob Zuma. As you see, the president now of the African National Congress going on stage to deliver the elections manifesto of the governing party here at the Church Square. He's now on stage. He's going to start by greeting the former leaders of the ANC. That would be Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, former President Mbeki, whom he is currently greeting now, and going on to greet the national chair of the ANC. Mr. Mbeche, the significance of this manifesto launch, first time that Thabo Mbeki is seated in public with the National Executive Committee of the ANC.
It shows that the ANC needs all its cadres, all its resources, all the people who can help it, particularly in this election. Remember, they are fighting the most difficult election. So you've got to get out everything that you have to be able to fight it. I mean, we saw earlier former President Motlanthe, we saw former President Mbeki, and of course the President now. And given that all these people have congregated here, tells you that it is serious about this election. Remember, it's not even running this Tshwane, which is the citadel of power. Clearly, they are trying to send the message there that we have the support from every corner in the Republic.
Mr. Mbeje, last question to you before Mkwati, their national chairperson, takes to the podium. There is a glaring absence of one individual. They are now singing especially Sondela, but there is a glaring absence of one individual who never had an opportunity to deliver an elections manifesto alongside his predecessor. That would be Jacob Gedaihlekisa Mhlanganyelwa Zuma.
If there's one thing that perhaps will haunt the governing party currently, it is the fact that their former president is actually out on parole. Remember that he's out on parole, he has been jailed. And that is one of the causes of the divisions that we are seeing. That is why there is so much concern in certain quarters that perhaps those who may be sympathetic to the former president may just want to perhaps withhold their vote.
Thank you very much, Mzandile Mbeje. As we hand over to the studio to take the national chairperson of the ANC, Kwete Samson Mandashe.